Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So this channel talks about finances. um, I have a goal in mind, is to pay off my mortgage of £100,000 over the next 8 years, and the ways I'm going to be doing it, and I'm just documenting my journey. So I've started 2 months ago. So I have been I started my strategy to pay off my mortgage 2 months ago, and in eight if I follow this strategy through, if all things remain equal, I will be able to pay that off within the next 8 years. And so I use a number of strategies, chipping away at my mortgage, and investing as well as organically reducing it every month, using my installment. So I just want to say just want to outline my budget for the month. I'm on average UK salary. I live out here in Wales, and I just earn the average UK salary. Sometimes I will do overtime. I usually do about 2 or 3 days overtime a month, so that just boosts my salary at the end of the month. So on an average UK salary, I am planning to pay my mortgage off within the next 8 years, and that's £100,000. Um, it is doable. I've worked it out. I've used lots of different calculators. I used a compound interest calculator, and I've used a mortgage calculator, and it's doable with the amount I pay into it. So it is doable, and I will still have some money left over once I've paid that mortgage off. So that I will use. So at the end, my goal is not to retire. My goal is just to reduce my hours to 2 days a week. Um, I'm not looking to retire. Even if I do retire, I'll probably find another job, because I worked. I enjoy what I do. Um, so my expenses, I keep them low each month. So my mortgage is £600. Council tax here in the UK, where I live in Wales, is £150. My bills are quite low, and I just received my gas and electric bill for last month, and it was £60, and that includes that snap of very cold weather we had a few weeks ago. We had snow, and we had temperatures dipping down to -2, 3, 4, 5. Here in Wales, I think it was a lot lower than that in Scotland and other parts of the country. But here in Wales, they really dipped. So I did have my heating on just to keep the pipes, warm. And it was nice having the house warm as well. So, but that's an exception. So I don't usually put my heating on, because I live on my own, so I can control this, quite easily. I have my electric blankets, I have hot water bottles, I have lots and lots of blankets as well. I've got the scarf as well. This is very warm. And it's not too bad out here in Wales. It's about 9 degrees, 8 degrees. It's going to dip a little bit to 4 degrees by Thursday, and at the weekend it will be cold. So I'll be using all my blankets. But when you're by yourself, you can control, the temperature in the house. You can, manage your budget that way. Things like, then I've got gym membership, which is about £25. I could go to a cheaper gym, but that means I have to go into town, and spending more money getting there in terms of petrol and the mileage in the car. So I didn't want to do that, so I thought I'd just pay a little bit, and the classes are very good too. When you're my age, or 52, you have to be very careful with, you can easily overdo it, and it's not going to help your muscles, it's not going to help your bones. It's just going to injure you. So I thought I'll just go to the classes and pace myself, so I don't want to cause any injuries that I will have to live with later on. And then I've got my other expenses like oh, internet and Netflix. I've got those as well. Netflix. I don't have a television, so I don't have the television license. I do have a car. I've got car insurance, which is £45, and I have it MOT'd and serviced every year, just to keep the longevity of the car. This is quite an old car I have. It's about 20 years old, and so I just keep that, the service up for that. Um, so I've got all these expenses, and then I've got other things like food and petrol, obviously. Um, so I keep my budget low on food because it's an expense. You can control. This is expense we can control. Other expenses we can't. You can't control the mortgage. You can't. It's not flexible. But this is one you can. And my circumstances are different from others. I live alone, so I've just got to feed myself. And the families, obviously they're going to need more, so their budget will be high in food. My budget for food I've allocated as £25 a week, and this covers everything. So this covers 3 meals a day. I don't snack, so I don't need to buy snacky food. So this comes, and the reason I can keep it so low is because I just cook from fresh. I cook everything from fresh. So I batch cook. I plan all my meals. I batch cook. I'm a vegetarian, but I do eat eggs. So I batch cook about 4 times a week. If I wasn't a vegetarian and I needed to keep a budget, I would reduce the amount of meat and chicken I had, to maybe twice a week, because I don't really need to eat that much meat. But we can reduce it. So if I was a meat eater, I would be reducing this budget. I would reduce my consumption of meat and chicken. But as I'm a vegetarian, obviously I don't need to do that. So and I've done a lot of research. I've just been watching YouTube videos about the best foods I can eat for my health, like things like Greek yogurt, eggs, and all these other whole foods I can eat without without putting on weight, without spending too much money, and without and it's for optimal health, because in your 50s, well, when you reach your 50s, then I've started thinking a lot about my health, because that's going to help me later on, as I move into my 60s and my 70s. So everything I do now, financially, and putting optimal nutrition into my body, will help me into my later years, when I won't be able to work. Everything we do now is preparing us for that time when we can't work, when we're not working, and we need to, we need to enjoy our lives later on, and we can't work, so we need the money and we need our health as well. So so I've done a lot of research into what sort of foods I can buy to obtain that optimal nutrition and yet keep my budget very, very low. So that's what I do, so I can keep that cost low. And then I've got my petrol as well on top of that. But I'm quite lucky. I work from home most of the time, and when I need to do some other extra work, the local hospital is just about 10 minutes, so I can take up extra shifts at the hospital when I need to. But I work from home most of the time, so I can save money that way. So this is how I keep my budget very low, and so this enables me to be able to save more, and to invest as well, because investing is huge. This compound interest, I didn't know about this compound. I didn't know. I was so ignorant about, the magic of compound interest, saving. And now, as I've started saving, I've started thinking, you know, wasn't I doing this before? But it's better late than never. I'm happy. I'm okay. I'm not looking back. I'm not thinking I should have done this earlier. I couldn't do it earlier anyway. But I'm just thinking I should have done it. I'm not thinking I should have done it earlier, because I'm doing it now, and I'm going to reach my goal when I'm 60 years old. So it's fine. It's fine. I'm not stressing myself out. Um, so that's my journey to financial freedom. And if you're thinking about financial freedom as well, just overhaul all your entire budget. Just think of ways, just think holistically. What can I do, like, to obtain financial freedom. So thank you for your time in watching this video. And I'll be making a video daily just throughout December, and just giving people encouragement. It's a very expensive time, but I know, I mean, I've had to budget £300 this now, an extra £100. No, sorry, I've ever had to budget an extra few £100, because I'm going to buy a few gifts, not many gifts, a few gifts, and I'm going to be going for a Christmas party as well, so I've had to budget. So it's not going to be a no spend December, that's impossible, but it will be not a high spend. I'm going to do a low spend in January once Christmas is over, but that will be a no spend. But this was going to be a low, not too low, but it will be low. So thank you very much for your time.